Hey everybody, it's Bus with Battles with Bus number 688 today, doing battle with Vanessa. And so exciting stuff. Glad to be back to battling Vanessa. I hope you are too. We've been playing Mac the past 2 weeks, but now we've unlocked the gang expansion, ready to switch our way back to our main character here. And so before we jump in, I do want to review the gang expansion. I feel like it's much better to get to kind of wait this 2 weeks, get some reps under our belt, let some hot fixes happen, and really get a much better take on how these cards play out. And so let's pick this up. Let's pull them out. Let's talk about it real quick. And so up here in the top left, we have Calico, and this unit is kind of fine. It really all just kind of depends on how many combos you can get with it. The easy place to fit Calico in is going to be on any kind of just standard weapon build. But the problem with those weapon builds is they don't really care about the unit that much, right? If we're looking at a figurehead build, or if we're looking at a shark claws style of build, something that's going to scale up in damage, then the Calico keywords don't really help with that, right? It doesn't care about the friend keyword, it doesn't care about the crit stuff. It is nice that it does extra crit damage, but these aren't like direct combos, right? This isn't like something to where when you haste get a bonus, right? This is basically just a decent source of damage. You can put it on a tier list and say, it's probably like a B plus, but not an A or not an S. And so it's just kind of fine in that sense. And at least in the state of the game right now, there's not a ton of combos that really care about these keywords. This is a friend expansion, and the friends don't care about Calico too much. And so that only really leaves us with the crit multiplier as what this card is kind of special at. And that doesn't work with too much besides things like Swashbuckle, right? There aren't too many Vanessa mechanics that say, when you crit, do this. And so there's a couple of skills that are like when you crit charge, but the grand scale of things, the only real kind of active combo with Calico is going to be Swashbuckle, and then Swashbuckle combos don't even really work that great with Calico because you're probably only using two weapons, and this wants to be used in a wide weapon build, right? You want to get this up to 100% crit as fast as you can. And so, all in all, I don't think it's a super high impact card. It's going to see some play. We're going to have some weapon builds that use it, but I don't see a ton that really make us want to go out of our way to find this unit. Up next, we have Orange Julian, and this is a card that's fine in the early game, garbage in the late game. And so it does kind of scale based on the cooldown timer. Excuse me. And so as this gets up to diamond, it's going to drop to a 7-second cooldown. And so I like to think to myself in the terms of, let's say this thing is giving like plus 300 damage on a 7-second cooldown, and it permanently has haste. And so every 3.5 seconds, we're giving all of our weapons plus 300 damage. Is that enough to make it worthwhile? Maybe it's kind of close. Maybe that's good enough around like day 9, day 10, day 11, but that's something that's certainly not good enough on day 12, day 13, day 14. And so it does have some usage in the early game. It's an easy way to scale up a weapon build before you find something like figurehead, but it's something that you're certainly going to want to discard as the game progresses because it just doesn't do enough. Like I'm trying to think to myself what that balance of if everything going right, how right does this have to go would be like insta haste plus 300 damage at every 3.5 seconds. Just doesn't feel like enough in that late game. But day 4, when you have 4 other weapons on the board and you're giving them all plus 40 damage, this can certainly do a bit of work to help carry you through those scaling days until you find your perfect late game damage piece, be it figurehead, crow's nest, or whatever. After that, we have Mr. Richardson. I'm very interested in this set in terms of this particular ability. When you haste or slow, this gains +5 shield. It's one of the bigger mechanics coming out of the Vanessa cards out of this patch, and this unit is fine, right? There's not a ton of Vanessa stuff that's really going to look to scale up shields. We've been through the eras of having massively scaling barrels, and I think things have been kind of toned back a bit since then. And so you might be able to find yourself in some kind of space to where you're using a barrel, you're using Mr. Richardson, then you get to tie that in with a crusher claw or something. But the vast majority of the time, this is just going to be kind of like a supplemental defensive unit, right? If you're thinking of like a depth charge build, you typically want to have one seaweed, you want to have one pearl, and that's kind of your sustain package. There's going to be times where Mr. Richardson fits within the sustain package, or he fits within your he fits within your friend's build, but just doesn't mess everything else up. It's just a fine unit. It's right there in the middle. You're never going to be super upset about having this within your build, but it's very rarely going to be something that's a big, complete build around style of item. After that, we have the piano. When you use a friend, haste it for 1 second. And this does bring up what I think is the most important card for Vanessa coming out of this set, and that's dive weights. Dive weights, of course, came out in the previous set, but to me, all of these mechanics and all of these abilities can really be kind of tied back to dive weights and determining how well they're going to work together, or what you can work for at max efficiency, right? And so if we look back to, say, Mr. Richardson, as we activate dive weights with, say, 7 ammo, it's going to get those 7 hastes, and then 6 hastes, then 5 hastes, and it's just going to be a very easy, very quickly scaling type of ability once that dive weights pops off. The piano functions in a very kind of similar way, in the sense that you're getting these multiple haste activations. Oh, hang on. Oh, it's a little better than I thought. I thought it was adjacent items next to it get the bonus, and so it's a little better than I thought. But I've still never been in the spot to where I actually want piano on board. The problem that you start to run into with cards like piano is what you see with a lot of pufferfish builds, is to where you're like, all right, well, I'm going for pufferfish, and I've got a water wheel to be a big haste generator, and then I also come in and add something like a astrolabe, where I add a beach ball, and I have like 5 hexes of the board completely dedicated to haste, and then your board just doesn't do enough because you can't turbo scale up that pufferfish fast enough. And that's kind of the space that piano feels like it falls into. I haven't found enough combos within the game to get like really excited about getting all of these haste activations, but it is probably something that you just put dive weights next to and get all of those haste activations, and then that might be enough to make someone like Old Saltclaw work out. And so to me, Old Saltclaw is probably the best card out of the set. I would like to see him tuned up just a little bit, but he strikes me as being the most kind of build around centric, strongest kind of thing that we can be doing with Vanessa out of this set. It's mainly just going to be a big matter of how many of these haste and slow combos can you find, and how fast can you get this damage actually scaled up with him. And at the end of the day, it's not that bad. At this point in time, I've had a double Old Saltclaw build with one of them having obsidian, and it still just didn't feel like enough damage. Like, I was using both of the Old Saltclaws with shot glasses to haste everything on board, and using things like dive weights to get all the activations coming in and coming in and coming in. And it just doesn't activate quite fast enough to really be that be all end all late game like hyper scaling quality of item. And so he's fine. The thing that I kind of feel like Old Saltclaw might have a place for these days is he does have a ton of keywords, and you can kind of fit him in to as like a filler piece in an aquatic build, like a depth charge style of build, and having him come out and just chunk for big amounts of damage can be kind of interesting. But as the full on build around right now, I feel like Old Saltclaw needs tuned up a little bit to be that big 1,000 blast damage that you need to have as a realistic in-game kind of item. But to me, the probable best card out of the set at this point, and maybe he'll get to come in and see some upgrades. After that is Card Table, and I'm a little kind of bamboozled by this style of ability. I get the idea with Card Table, and that we're doing a friend's build, and you're going to give one of your friends multicast over and over again, but realistically, we want to be using Card Table to target one friend, right? You don't want to have 8 different friends on the board and then just hope that you hit your good one. You want to have one good friend on the board, and then that's the one that you give multicast over and over and over again. And so there's a definite real possibility that you have, say, Old Saltclaw on your board as your main source of DPS. He's your only friend on board. You're out here gaining hastes with stuff like shot glass and things like dive weights, and so you don't necessarily need to have any other friends on board. And then you have the Card Table giving him multicast for those big blasts to close out the battle. And so I think that's the kind of angle that we're looking for to make Card Table work. It's just a matter of can these multicasts be enough to make this pop off, right? Because if we're going to say, all right, well, I'm doing this old Saltclaw build around, and so and he needs to have lifesteal. So we're going to have Crow's Nest, that's going to give him the crit, that's going to give him the lifesteal. We've got Card Table to make him multi attack. That's 6 hexes that we've spent on board. Now we need like a dive weights to actually give him some haste, and that's 7. It doesn't really leave you with much to do with anything else. And so if something starts to fail, like if your opponent freezes your old Saltclaw or something, then you're kind of boned, right? And so I think it might have some value to it, looking to card table for that kind of build around thing, but it's certainly not the kind of thing to where you want to have a board full of friends and then you get the card table just hitting a rando dude. After that, if I was wrong about old Saltclaw, then the one I would be right about being the most powerful one out of the set is the Captain's Quarters. And to me, the way that you look at the Captain's Quarters is this is a charge thing that does other stuff, right? The thing that we want out of Captain Quarters is to get this to Diamond, and then at Diamond, it's going to charge a tool for 3 seconds, and then it's going to do other stuff. Now, the kind of downside to me with that line of thought is the other stuff probably wants to be dive weights, or since dive weights is probably just the best Vanessa card, we really want to have that in every deck. And the Captain's Quarters does not interact with dive weights well because it then looks to charge the weights. And so if you're looking to have a big late game, end game kind of tool, there's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of them that also have weapon damage, but that's the kind of downside to Captain's Quarters for me. I think I might still have it pulled up on How Bazaar. Let me see. No, we can look at it again real quick just to kind of get a scroll through. But if you look at, say, tools and weapons, this is going to be the big collection of items that make the Captain's Quarters really exciting. And you can just click on the Vanessa ones first. It's not a ton of exciting stuff like grappling hook, ice pick, shovel. Just doesn't do it. But there are a lot of other items in here that don't suck, right? Crane can be quite strong. Flamethrower is a fantastic target for the likes of a Captain's Quarters. I think there was a couple of other good ones in here. Hamlet was a very interesting one with all of the slows running around, putting the charges onto Hamlet, giving him bonus damage, probably getting him pretty close to infinite. And so things like that do exist. Knife Set was another bigger one when I was looking through, charging it both in terms of attack speed and increasing the damage. But I think that is the probable way to come in and give this an evaluation, right? It's too tough to fit everything in, like getting a vehicle and an ammo and a weapon and a tool, like just trying to count on all of that hitting the random stuff just right, kind of like we talked about with card table. I think with this, we want that one tool that's really good. We're really looking to charge the tool with the Captain's Quarter, so we only have one tool on board, and then the other stuff is just kind of incidental. Any weapon will get the bonus. If we accidentally have a Sea Shadow, it'll get haste because it's a friend, and not really counting on all of these hitting, just counting on that tool mechanic being the big one. After that, we have Sea Shadow, and this one is kind of fine to me. It fits to me in that space like the Orange Julius, as to where it's fine in the early game, but it's not that strong late, because in the late game, you really need to be like churning and activating and doing everything super fast, and these activations don't feel like enough. And so it seems like that might be kind of counterintuitive, right? If you want to activate as fast as you can, then you have this really quick activating item that reduces the cooldowns on your other stuff. But in practice, it felt more like that Orange Julius space, to where it is nice to have the bonuses coming on board, but it's not enough for a late game. It just takes way too long to scale up. You can't wait on 3 activations of this in the late game at like the 10-second mark, however long it takes. It needs to be really high impact right now, and it just doesn't cut it there. And so it does work in the early to mid game, but as your late game build progresses, it's something that you're definitely going to be replacing. After that, we have the Sea Dog Saloon, and I haven't been really impressed with this. It has a lot of opportunity to just scale up all of these keywords, right? If you imagine we have the Sea Dog Saloon, 5 friends, and 1 other item on board. At that 1 activation, it's going to give us 10 bonuses for both Old Saltclaw and Mr. Richardson. But again, it always just felt like too slow. It wasn't enough of a bonus to really warrant searching for, and I just wasn't super happy with it. And so you might be able to find some kind of combos with it. Like it starts to be like, oh wow, this is really something good that's good at churning out a lot of slows. Maybe I want to look towards something like the landmark that charges every time you slow. But then when you have that 3-hex landmark on the board, you don't have enough room left for friends. And so it's like, well, maybe Deep Sea Angler would kind of work, right? It cares about slows, but it's historically been a fairly bad unit and doesn't really synergize with the other stuff. And so I've always just kind of looked at this thing as been like, wow, I could either have a 1-hex dive weights and just do a bunch of other good stuff, or I could have a 3-hex Sea Dog Saloon on board that does kind of the same thing, and I'd rather just have that dive weights every single time. Last but not least, we have the shot glasses. Another interesting one, another very powerful one, a 2 ammo item, haste all of your items and slows all of your items. And this is another fantastic activator for the likes of Old Saltclaw, right? You can just get 20 activations off of 1 shot glasses if the entirety of your board is small. And this is a much better way to kind of scale up these when you style of items. When you haste, when you slow, they really enjoy having the salt glasses on the board. Now, the thing that also kind of interests me with shot glasses is it kind of cancels your opponent's slows, right? If your opponent has slowed all of your items and you add more slow to it, it's not really that big of a deal. And it does also give you the opportunity to increase the haste. And so if it has a 2-second haste, then you'll haste all of your items for 2 seconds, slow them for 1, the slow will fall off, and you'll have like a net 1 second of haste to where you get that extra speed coming out across the board. And so I've been happy enough with this. It just kind of feels like as you get to the late game, your board is permanently slowed anyway, so it's not really a super negative to slow it just a little bit more. But it is probably the best activator for both Old Saltclaw and Mr. Richardson. And so yeah, that's it. As far as the set goes, I think the things that we'll be kind of watching out for as we progress over the next couple of days is seeing if any of this stuff gets buffed later in the day today, and then B, the kind of big winners being Old Saltclaw and Captain's Quarters with some kind of fallback stuff between the likes of Calico and Shot Glasses, and then some decent early to mid-game stuff in Orange Julian and Sea Shadow. And so that's it. With that out of the way, let's push that ready button, dive into battle, and see what we can do. And man, I've got all those chests. I've been doing the smart thing, right? And so at some point in time, the NFT stuff is going to kick off, and there's going to be the marketplace, and you're going to be out here selling all of these skins that nobody wants. And what makes them special is having the 420 date that it was unlocked on. And so I'm out here. I'm saving all of these chests so that we can crack them all on 420 and get that mark on there, and then just sell everything we have for tons of money. You want the stock tip for the world, right? You want that big money-making investment tip. Well, Bust just fucking hit you with it, right? You get all of the 420 NFTs, and you go and sell those on the old marketplace. Get fucking rich, boys. Let's do it. But let's dive on in. And so here I take the skills with Vanessa. I really like the enchanted item with Mac, but Mac actually has good small items. Vanessa doesn't. Vanessa's small items are either all extremely similar what they do, or they're all dog shit, and they're all within like a wide variety of applications, right? If you hit a deadly puff or a deadly catfish, then it's like you're just stuck in the aquatic build. But if you hit a deadly bolus, then you're kind of stuck in weapons. There's not a lot of overlap between the use of the items to where with Mac there was. And so I just go with the gold tier skills. I do prefer the weapon skills within this patch. Not a great set here. I'm really looking for strength left-handed, right-handed, but I think we're just stuck with the Deadly Eye. Your weapons gain 15% crit. See if that won't push us down the path of a go wide style weapon build. But up next, I don't really want the small burn item without the any burn skills to go with it. So we'll just come. Did I really click it? I thought I clicked the medium item thing. Well, we got a mantis shrimp, and so that's on board. Now here, we can't beat the Viper, so we got to go and fight Pyro. And let's see how it goes. Oof. A little bit of whoopsies all over the place. Hopefully we're okay now. Not the greatest of starts, but We'll recover. We'll do our thing. Yeah, I really wanted the enchanted item to be good. Like, I think they added gold to it as well. It always felt like we had a little bit more gold with Mac since we'd been taking those enchanted items, but I'm not quite certain if that's accurate. If the pre-Mac patch, if you were getting enchanted item only or the enchanted item in 6 gold. I couldn't quite remember. But spiking like left-handed, right-handed is just like so much better than finding any small item. Outside of like bullshit like, you know, finding a shiny silencer or something, that's just obnoxious. But moving forward, we can go to Midsworth. It's going to be all small items there. These other shops are kind of shitty. So what do we got coming out of this one? A lighter, upgrade, whatever. That's fine. We'll take this small thing, the switchblade. Maybe we'll find another small weapon to go with it. Gonna pass on the cove. We don't really have the money to be dicking around with that, but I think we can take a roll and see if another good small item turns up. There's a couple good ones. Well, the Vanessa's Amulet is a good one. I'm kind of leaning towards taking Bayonet just to have a another attacky thing on board, but like at the end of the day, I think we're really going to struggle to beat anyone in this combat here, and so we'll just pick up the Vanessa's Amulet because it's going to be stronger than anything we have here beyond day one. So we can keep that upgraded. Gives us a nice space to where, you know, if we're incentivized to go wide weapons with the Deadly Eye, incentivized even more with Vanessa's Amulet. Now we just need to find like some small weapons and find a figurehead or find a Shark Claws or something, and we'll be kind of off to the races as far as these style of builds go. So what do we got? Dooley should be losing this one. The fiery GPU with the ignition core start is pretty good. Not a ton that we can do to fight our way through this one. The old switchblade's not really cutting it, but he's not doing a ton of damage. I mean, if we got like a lucky crit or something, we might have been okay. But yeah, as this burn scales up on the GPU, we're gonna get aced. All right, bummer of a day. That's okay though. I assure you things are turning around. All right, so what's up next? Now, this is something that I find like highly, highly frustrating. It seems like they fucked up the occurrences of Mandala. Like, I've played so many runs with Mac to where you would be running on day 4 and day 5. You found literally 0 Mandalas, and this motherfucker turns up all the time with Vanessa, and I want it like literally 0% of the time. And so I'm curious if they didn't like whoopsie it and they put the like Mandala appearance value from Mac onto Vanessa and got them swapped or something. I don't know, but he shows up fucking all the time, and it's just garbage. And so it's a bit upsetting to see this happen over and over and over and over again. Like, this should be a fairly rare occurrence for Vanessa, but he's here literally all the fucking time. This is the first time. I'll try to keep track as we sit around and complain about it, but I don't like seeing that guy around. But we're kind of lacking in money, so we'll just take the free slow item. Garbage came out of it. Up next, I'm looking at the arms dealer. Gives us a nice health boost as we cruise along, since we're going to be shooting to pick up a bunch of weapons anyways. And now a bit of a bummer page here. We can go to the mountain pass, of course. I think we can beat pretty much everything with our board now. I don't think I've been risking it more on day 2. Since some units do turn up, we see coconut crab here. I wanted to risk it here because our board sucks a lot of ass, and I would like the opportunity to try and high roll fiery cutlass. And so I don't know what the percentage chance would be to have both that guy turn up and fiery cutlass be a win. Fiery cutlass win is like 2 and 7, but that would, you know, kind of really revamp a lot of this run. But we hit the crab, get the extra point here. We should be able to level up before the next PvP round, since we got the extra experience point here. Hopefully that'll help things turn around. We don't actually lose this round, right? Seems like his health is pretty low. Okay, it was a tie. Jesus Christ, that was bad. Okay, we gotta get some items on board.
We barely got off lag.
What do we got here? Crusher Craw, not exactly the item I was talking about. But up next, yeah, it's like we're going to pick up 3 experience points from the stuff that we do, so we can fight anyone here. I think we might want to fight the Covetous Thief. We don't get any good items out of the Rogue Scrapper. But with the Covetous Thief, he does have Whetstone, which is good early. He has Shadow Cloak, which is good early. Both of his skills are decent. Landing on Concealed Dagger does give us another small attacky item to put on board. All pretty decent stuff. Since we're up an experience point, it feels better than going to that other shop, the Rogue Agent, whatever he's called. I'm not even certain that we would win. I'm not even certain we're going to win this round. We're actually going to lose this round, aren't we? Oh, fuck, our board is so bad. God damn it. We're going to get this 100 shot out of the thing and just get aced. Oh, that's fucking disaster. I didn't realize how bad our board actually was. Oh my god, that's a fucking disaster. I thought we had the chance to recover this and we just threw it away. Alright, let's see what turns up next. We gotta fix it, right? And so, a bunch of garbage here on day 1. We can skip past this. Any attacky stuff on here? I mean, I guess it's a cannon, right? It's got burn for a minor theme, but... Oh my god. I mean, I guess we did have the thing in the wrong spot, but that still wouldn't have been enough damage to turn the round around. Now here, we're going to be 1 experience point short if we wanted to try and level up with the furry monster. We have a friend in the shrimp, but we're not going to get there anyways, and so it's tempting to just take the weapons, but curious if we just already have enough stuff on board. I don't know. We're not beating anyone with this board. And like, how much is it going to improve with 4 gold? Not much. Not much. And so I'm going to take the experience point, and then hopefully after this round, we can turn it around. Yeah, this opponent won round 1, 0% chance we win. we needed to go against another 0-win opponent. Oh Jesus. Yeah, he's got the level up and everything. He's got real items on board. He's already found his power drill. Hey, we got a crit on the cannon, though. Got a crit on the cannon. All right, we can turn it around from here. Oh, Bust giving you good lessons on how to fuck everything up. But what do we got with this? $4 for the friends. Let's just take the bronze tier loot. I'm not a huge fan of these, but on bronze tier, but it's just 1 less gold, and if we land on crit or land on fire, give us that little bit of boost we need. Here on the next page, it's a little tempting to start looking towards small friends since they added a lot more in this patch. There's 2 weapon-based small friends out here, and then maybe we can just work a little harder to get there this way. And so Pet Rock is interesting. We can take the Mantis Shrimp out, keep the crit bonus from it. If we keep him on board forever, we are going to have a fairly decent chance of, just getting a ton of crit. If we get, say roughly 20 off the rock, 30 off the amulets, 15% off the deadly eye, putting 65% on all of our weapons. It's not bad. So hopefully we can work that. Here, going to go to the mountain pass. I'm curious if we can even beat most of this stuff. I'm just going to take the experience point. I'm so worried about how garbage our board is at the moment. Now we can fight the Flame Dancer. Could really turn things around if we land one of these cutlasses. Losing a pick your own PvE round, though, such a fucking disaster. All right, friends. We're gonna get it now, though. We're gonna get one of these good items. Everything's gonna be okay.
I will accept my punishment.
All right, what you got for us, friend? The cutlass? I appreciate that. Okay. Let's make it happen now, fam. And so with this, not a great board. We don't have a ton of money, and so I'm not really jazzed about going to non-weapon items. And so let's just take the small one here, get a little bit of money out of it. Decent decent burn package that we've got going, I guess.
Welcome in.
Now we can take a look at the medium, see if there's any upgrades. And so here, it's a little interesting with this thing, the things like Orange Julian, right? This is the kind of board where I was talking about, where we're going to have the opportunity to activate this, and it's not going to be good forever, but it's going to be good here fairly early. I don't think it's going to be that great with our board here since we don't have a ton of sustain, right? We don't have a crow's nest giving us lifesteal or anything, but he does have, you know, a bit of opportunity to shine. I am going to take the double barrel.
Bring it back.
Yeah, I think we want to skip the Orange Julian. We're about to level up, so we'll get 2 more hexes on board, and I'm like a little interested in getting cannon out of the way. Maybe we shouldn't because we have so much decent burn, right? We can get the pop snappers on board, keep this decent burn package going, look for another small non-friend kind of item to fill out the board with. And Orange Julian just doesn't fit in with any of that. So let's skip it. See what else turns up. Bronze tier shovel, not super interested in. Let's skip this.
Now this is how you win
All
a
right, so
war.
upgrade to bronze. I'm leaning towards just upgrading Pet Rock. Again, it's like another item that seems like we'll probably have for a long time.
Hey, that's okay.
Assuming we keep this go wide thing going. It doesn't feel like we're going to just pivot to Crow's Nest or something. It seems like we're going to be doing this go wide with crit kind of build. So I think I feel okay about that. I think I'd still kind of prefer double barrel to pop snappers here, though, right? It's going to put 80 damage down to where the pop snappers is going to put down like 35. Does scale up a bit of the burn, but I don't think we want to have it active on board. We still have like some sustain on board, even when the double barrel and the cannon run out, right? We've got the cutlass and the pet rock and the lighter doing a little bit of work. What's this? Opponent's got a big rainbow out here. 10 burn on the matchbox. Quite a high number for this stage. So you turn this around, boys. Here comes another cutlass hit. 16 burn. It's going to be dicey. Ugh, god damn it. All right, well, we're getting close to having something here, and then I feel like we can definitely get this in the space of having 7 wins. It's the 10 wins is off the charts, not happening now, right? It's so hard for Vanessa to win so late, but I think 7's definitely still on the board. All right, so let's take the small items here. Can look to the powder flask most definitely, especially with the access to double barrel. Not really interested in bayonet. Then bolus turns up. Okay. That's some stuff. So who's up next? We don't have any of the docks boosts, right? We don't have the 5 gold experience points thing. We might want to go out and just try and dig that up. Like non-weapon items. Not super exciting here, but we could find Crow's Nest, we could find Figurehead. And then that kind of thing as to where like Astrolabe or Star Chart.
Discounts for peas.
We'll see. So Crow's Nest turns up. Lots of stuff in here. So there's the opportunity for Crow's Nest. Like, it just doesn't feel like we're in a good Crow's Nest spot, right? We could look to say take Cannon out, take Lighter out, put Crow's Nest in, and just put 20% crit on all of our stuff. But I don't think that, like, given our state, like the items that we have, our Deadly Eye, we don't have left-handed, right-handed to go with it. We don't have any scaling skills to go with it. Like, I guess the cutlass is fine, but like, are we really stoked about having a bronze cutlass, a bronze Crow's Nest being our board? Like, I'm not really amped about that. So I think we'll let it go. We're not going to have shot glass combos here today. We can skip that. Cannonball's a little tempting. Like, what's our finances looking like here? We don't just get rid of everything. $8. I mean, on this board, I'd rather have Cannonball than Lighter. It's going to do a bit more than Ammo Flask. Like, Ammo Flask would have been nice with the... if we took the Crow's Nest and then really wanted to say Crow's Nest and... double barrel. Just make that pivot. But again, like this is a 20 damage double barrel. It's not doing a ton of work. But I think this is fine. We've got the somewhat scaling happening on the cutlass and the double barrel. Got rid of that. Got rid of that lighter. Still a decent battle here with this guy. Like getting a bronze crow's nest might change our opinion on actually going that route. We don't. I mean, I guess the cutlass is enough of a combo to kind of consider it, but it seems kind of meh. Decent chance to find it though. We've already got a powder flask and a cannonball, so it's like a 20% chance to find it. Revolver. Okay. We'll do what we can there. Alright, up next, we'll just take the crate. I'm gonna come in and take this rando skill. Gotta find something right. Garbage. Gotta find something right. Not necessarily.
Nothing tiny.
Alright, let's take these medium items, see if we can't hit an upgrade. We could look to the wanted poster. We gotta start winning these battles at some point, right? I think it's just a requirement. Like, our board probably looks better like this. Getting the extra weapon and the revolver along with the bolas. Stack up the damage on the bolas. Cannon's just like bronze and doing garbagey stuff at this point. It's reasonable to sell. Get rid of lighter. Can pick up the wanted poster. Gonna be a little bit short. Like, I wanted to roll and see if we can't hit. I mean, maybe let's roll and see if we get there. Like, we have enough stuff to sell if we actually find an upgrade. There is the first shark claws of the day. It's like a little tempting. Probably just gotta go for it. Like, I think at least at this stage of the game, double barrel's kind of bad at bronze. It's like, let's sell that stuff. Pick up the shark claws. We can at least maybe we don't want to replace the double barrel as much as the revolver and the switchblade. Well, let's see. We don't have the money here for a roll. 10 regen's pretty decent at this stage of the game. Yeah, I don't think we're looking to righty-tighty. Get 150 hit points out of that thing. Alright, so we're looking to maybe switch like this. Get the shark claws scaling in for the attack damage. Still keep double barrel over the revolver and the switchblade. If we had like a bonus ammo skill, I'd feel a little bit better about taking cannonball out, but I don't think we have the scaling damage we need to win a lot of these rounds.
Go ahead.
But here's the big turnaround point, right?
This more fun.
We got some scaling. We got the crit. Looks like the opponent doesn't actually deal damage. Oh no, he's got a poison guy at the left. He's got poison succulents. Okay. So we're gonna need a lot of burn coming out of that cutlass. I don't think we can win this round. I don't think we're gonna win a round ever. This is what that feels like. Jesus Christ. Yep. Oof. All right. What are y'all's over under on the number of wins we're gonna get? Like, I bet half the people already quit the video. About 25% of you are holding on to 0, and the other 25% believe in old Bust and his ability to get up to 7 off of an 0-4 start. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. And so our money here's fucked, right? So I think we just come in and take the cache of riches. There is medium stuff I would like to find, but it's just so tough to do at this point. Now here we can go to the docks and pick up some more money. Take the weapon. Maybe we spike something. Sword cane. Fucking Mac. Can't get away from Mac. Get that shit out of here. And so with this, we'll just fight the preening duelist. He does have a lot of decent upgrades for us. He's got a lot of ammo-based skills, and so finding cannonballs is fine. Pistol sword's fine. Ammo flasks are fine. All talk would be great, giving all of our weapons that big damage stack at the start. So let's see if this turns around at all. Well, we can beat these PvEs, right? We're getting our victories somewhere. Oh boy. What you got for us? Cannonball upgrade? Okay. I don't hate it. So what's up next? Deadly Duel. Something's got to go right. Oh, Scoville. This guy's gonna smoke us. We don't have anything to withhold the burn. I think we're probably, it's like just so much health to have to deal. 1400 is pretty big for our very bronze board. Alright, the burns are starting to roll in. Need some help out of these shark claws. This burns up to 100 now. Oh man. That was so much closer than I expected. Look at that, he's at 92 health. We're like half a second away from a double barrel shot. Damn. That would have been a decent turnaround. Alright, the small and mediums though. This is gonna be our shop. Garbage on the first page. it's gonna be our shop, just garbage everywhere. Gold Yeti crabs. Defensive items. Oh boy, just garbage. Alright, silver tier ammo, what you got for us? Repeater. I was hoping like musket would turn up. Repeater, probably not it. I don't think it's better than the cutlass. That's tough. I mean, I've never been particularly happy with that thing. The charges just don't amount to enough. All right. Well, 4-0 Vanessa against an 0-4 Vanessa. Let's let's see who can get this takedown, huh? Let's see. Got a variety of items on the board. Card table out here doing something, giving friends multicast. Is he multicasting the electric eels? Sure. Got a nice crit chunk coming out on that cutlass that round. But I think his poison's about to scale up. Yeah. All right. Mark it a no 5 for bus. That's the way we like our starts. Oh, Jesus Christ. Gotta find something. B1, B2, nowhere to be found. Appreciate that. Let's see, we got a bit of dollars now. Let's hit up the item shop. Really need to find... I think we're good with throwing knives. We need to come out and find a figurehead would be nice. I mean, I guess we can look at the gold repeater.
Now, if that doesn't work out for you, come back for a refund.
Got a bunch of ammo usage out here. Just gotta do something to replace these bronze items.
Any good fights lately?
By weapons, what do we got? Cannon's not quite it. Calico, like I don't think our damage scaling's enough, right? This bronze shark claws just isn't it. So we'll skip past that. Could look to Cannonade as just being our big kind of finale of a weapon. It's just the downside to Cannonade is we're pretty heavy on like mediums. And so it's like we can get Cannonade on board, Shark Claws on board, then small items the rest of the way. We would have 4 small weapons on board. 3 if we include bolas. I'm just like not a huge fan of Repeater this patch. Doesn't combo with Shark Claws, so it just kind of counts on these other dum-dums to get the job done. Can't imagine cutting Vanessa's amulets the way to go. Just like Shark Claws at bronze just does not feel good though. I mean, I guess this is a place we could be getting the knives and the revolver in, but how does Cannonade ever fit on here? It's just like the only real source of damage we have. Now, I guess like it's, you know, charging off of other weapons to where the repeater charges off of ammo. It gets, you know, it's not that big of a deal here from where the Cannonade deals 100, but the repeater deals 200. But this thing scales up much harder than the repeater, right? The repeater is already gold. And so the damage is actually much further apart once we were able to find an upgrade. I think, though... we got to pick this thing up.
Enjoy the thrill of battle.
And we'll eventually replace the repeater with that. All right, so that sounds fine. Let's come in here, and I think we could battle the foreman. Seems like a winnable battle. We're never going to use Crane, but we're at least getting somewhere with this build, right? Sort of, kind of. Y'all remember when port builds were good? Hey, that's where we need to be. Out here shooting shit with our 20 damage double barrel. We got to get that off the board. That's probably what the upgrade needs to look like, right? We get the double barrel out. A little better. Trying to decide if we want to put the cannonball in since we've got these very low damage things. Maybe we do just take the amulet out. Look to cannonball like this so we at least get a bunch of activations on board. Okay. Well, let's progress with that. No, definitely going to the cafe, getting a big damage boost. And then into the next one. Don't have the money to really keep searching for items. Sucks to have to pick up a shield item here, but it kind of is what it is. Alright, here. Oh, an upgrade. This is kind of a easy upgrade onto the cannonade, right? It's going to put 50 damage on it.
Now this will inspire the crew.
Put 75 damage on it? Oh, it puts 100 damage on it. Even better. Alright.
My fight isn't
5-0 Mac versus 0-5 Vanessa. Let's see how this goes. It's the turning point, right? This is where things all go better.
People are a pattern.
He looks like he's doing damage stuff. That's gotta suck, right? You're damn right. Damn right. Alright, getting them big damage chunks in. He's about to crit everything, but mark it a W on the round.
I must
Turned it around, boys. Fucked that guy up. Not going 0-X today. No O2 drops for bust. We got to win. Feeling good about myself now. All right, so that's good. Let's check out these ammo items. What do we got? I don't hate switching into something like grenade. It just does a lot more burst damage. We could look to take, say, pet rock out. But I'm a little bit more interested in grenade, especially if we find something that's like get +1 ammo to everything. Let's do this. Ship has sailed on double barrel. We'll get rid of shark claws. Maybe we'll reconsider it if a gold one turns up at some point. Take the grenade. Garbage the rest of the way. Alright. What's up next? Ooh, mandala. No thank you. Just take the gold. That has to have been like the 4th or the 5th mandala. I knew that I said that we were going to keep track of how many that turned up, and I forgot to do it. But it's been so many of those fucking things. It's insane. But let's rearrange here a little bit. I'm going to put the cannonball onto grenade. So hopefully we can just activate the throwing knives really quick, which makes our repeater activate really quick, which makes our cannonade activate really quick. I think that's the way to go about it. We'll struggle to beat Treasure Turtle, though. We can't really burst it down. Joyful Jack might be a bit of a worry as well. He has the Ouroboros statue that generates a bunch of regen. I don't know if we can beat it. Like, this guy generates some regen off of that skill at the top, but not nearly as much as the Ouroboros statue guy. Alright, get that grenade toss in there. Good job, fam.
Was that even a battle? Maybe a skirmish.
Extract, just what I was hoping for. Alright, what's next? Just upgrade an item? Alright. Diamond cannonade it is. just get that thing maxed out super fast. You gotta appreciate that. Now in here, burn and slow skills don't really want. It's up to gold tier skills. Something awesome's bound to turn up, right? We have 7 items in play, don't we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Beautiful, beautiful. Turn this shit around, my friends. Alright, what's up next? Not any real aquatics to chase after at this point. We'll just take the haste item for the money. Not going to be doing holsters stuff today, I don't think, but shit started to turn around.
We're out to
Level
defend,
9 Mac.
not to
He's got more
swamp
than one
with
win.
weapons.
It's an uphill battle, but he's going to see this diamond cannonade and say, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck, Bust. You're really bringing that thunder today. He's got a bunch of regen out here. Bring more thunder, Bust. Oh, shit. I guess we didn't bring enough thunder, huh? You just immediately started with like 105 regen. Oh, boy. Okay. So who are we looking at here? Turbo or something else? I forget what Turbo does on Cannonball. Is it... Let me look that up. Not on items. What the fuck is 3D printer? Some bullshit dually item? I don't think I've ever even seen that. Alright. Turbo. The start of each fight haste adjacent items for 3 seconds. That does seem like a a pretty good deal in terms of just popping off our build, putting Turbo on the cannonball, trying to get immediate activations out of the grenade and throwing knives. Like, we have that nice kind of barrage of stuff, right, between the ammos activating on the cannonade, but also activating the repeater, then the repeater activation counting back towards the cannonade. I don't hate it. Curious if we shouldn't be taking this pet rock out for another
My people
ammo.
need me.
I don't know if there's other small ammos that even exist though. Alright, temporary boost, taking that every time. Get that big damage in. Look at this, it's another Mandala. Mandala like number 6 or number 7. It's fucking insane.
Our battle days are over.
Alright, what else is here though?
Weapons crave
Don't want any of this garbage. Not gonna be trebuchet in today. Bola's upgrade,
You carry my
throwing
weapon?
knives upgrade. I appreciate that. Get them damages where we can. So who's out here? We're going to get the level up pretty much regardless at the end of the round. We can take the Cosmic Rock. It's like we are falling fairly far behind. Like, and at this point, it's not really about hitting 7 wins as much as hitting 4 so we don't lose LP. But I think that, you know, there's some decent potential in here. There's cooldown stuff. Cosmic Wind would be the big one. Keen Eyes is fine. Giving crit across the board.
Walk it. Need
Get
to
the
throw
garbage
some
items,
things
though.
overboard.
Standard. Pretty standard. Just get the garbage items every time. Alright, what's up next? Selling the items? What you got, friend?
Sometimes I sell stuff.
Alright, Diamond Bolus. I appreciate that. I don't think we're coming back to Vanessa's Amulet this game, so we'll skip over that. Just too far away. Swashbuckle turns up, but it doesn't combo with what we have on board, right? We want a cannonade, we want a repeater. It just doesn't help with any of that.
Ride that tide.
So that looks good. Gunpowder turns up. Okay, I like seeing those. It's probably worthwhile to actually just put on Bolus. If we're going to keep our board like this with the cannonball next to the throwing knives and the grenade, then at least get the extra activations out of this Bolus. Look at this. B1, B2 turning up on day 8. Didn't think that was possible. I thought it was capped on day 7, but here he is. We've just had so many garbage tier like shops out here in the middle. It's been like 5 and 6 Mandalas. Now B1, B2 on day 8. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Whoever said money can't
At least we get the upgrades for the bullshit we have to go through, right? Give me a grenade while we're at it. Fuck you, small item shop. I can't say that, Andy. You've been giving us the hits these rounds. All right, so that looks fine. Board's doing good. 3-win dually here. He's probably got the full item freeze board at this point. So see if we can take him down before the bugs pop off. Doesn't have the freeze bug. Hopefully we're good enough out here. was like, man, we dropped him to 100 some health, but then pulled it down at the end of the day. All right, all right. Say good job, Bust. Good job collecting 2 wins. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, what's up with this? Oh, cool. Mandala. I'm not insane, right? Like, I don't know. Maybe I am. Maybe I am. I don't think we ever want Calico. The cooldown's so high with it. We'll just keep the crit from the pet rock. Alright, though. Temporary boost. Definitely want to take that weapon damage. Up next, I think we want to type Pharaoh's Khan. We should get the kill before he's able to shoot the sniper rifle, and then left-handed, right-handed would be a fantastic pickup for the round. So decent chance to find those. 25%er or something.
Every shadow.
All right, right-handed.
Now this is how you win a war.
So we probably just want to put the burn onto cannonade and then move cannonade to the right so that it gets the right-handed stack. This should do like 10% of damage is burn, right? Yeah, 10% of damage is burn. That works. Fiery up, my friend. Fiery up. Alright, who's up next? No need for the experience point, really. Let's just take the loot, get some cooldowns, get some burn, whatever. Cooldown, it looks like. After that, no need for large items. Might as well just risk the coin. I'm going to take the health.
I would tell you who sent me.
Right? We're just shooting for 2 more wins, and so if we can win today and win tomorrow, like I think we can be okay with this. Put the cooldown on the cannonade down to 6 seconds. All right, 6-win dually. Let's see what we can do.
But I've seen my share of storms.
Gotta feel better, right? Probably not. Probably not. Fiery power drill, multicasting with only 4 bugs. I guess he does have the freeze bug. Got some big shots in at the end. All right, fuck you, Dooley. Lick my butt and suck on my balls. Lick my butt, suck on my balls. I dig it. I dig it. We're going to get that 4th win. I'm feeling good now. So what's up next? Just like chocolate bars? I mean, I guess, right? Non-weapon item. We don't want any large items. Just kind of counts as 5 gold for whenever we actually sell off this cove. Up next, I think we'll take the skills. It's guaranteed good stuff, hopefully. 5% crit on everything for 20 gold. Like, I guess. It's like the fastest activating stuff we have. I mean, I guess the diamond tier, when you haste freeze isn't that bad since we auto haste right at the start of the battle, but it's so expensive. Now here we'll fight the Trash Titan. I don't think we can beat Caltrops. That wasn't Caltrops, that was the other guy, but like this is our moneymaker, right? The juggler. When you activate a small item, charge a large item. It'd be so perfect if it lands. You gotta hit that 10%er on occasion, right?
Pathetic. As spineless as a jelly.
Fuck you, game.
Rally, men!
Alright, so what do we got? Leaning towards just weapon skills. Finding something like strength would be big. Just getting, +6 burn isn't that great. Like haste would be okay, I guess. When you use an item, haste wouldn't be that bad. But I think weapon skills are probably just going to generally be better.
I mean,
We already have the noisy cricket. +5 damage isn't that spectacular. Oh, that's Berserker. I thought it was a weapon scaler. Wouldn't be terrible. The think I'm gonna pass on Berserker. Let's
We'll
see if we. Oh, if we don't have any money,
borrow
we got it. I guess we can get the money, right? We got 22 gold in the cove if we need it. Let's take a roll. So we've already got right-handed. That's not a big deal. This is the one I thought we were looking at. The best defense when you use a weapon. Adjacent weapons gain damage. I think I like it a little bit more than.
But it must be very embarrassing.
A little bit more than the Berserker. Alright, so that seems fine. Might as well pick up Radiant and Chance Right, but I want to organize these weapons just a little bit better, right? We're going to get bigger activations out of the throwing knives than most of this stuff. Probably just care about these. And so we care about the throwing knives onto the repeater, onto the fiery cannonade, then everything else is just kind of whatever. Might be more worthwhile to try and stack the damage on Pet Rock since it doesn't run out of ammo. Okay, I mean it's probably not a huge deal. Then we'll Radiant on the repeater. If we find a better upgrade for repeater later, then that's okay. Alright, so that looks good. Why? Why does this show up so fucking much? Like, what reason does Vanessa need to see Mandala fucking 10, 12? I'm going to go back. Well, I'm not going to scroll through an hour and a half of video to go back and see how many times we saw Mandala, but this has to be double digits now, right? I have so many runs with Mac to where you just don't see this thing ever. Like, why is this showing up so frequently for Vanessa? Like, she has no combos with it. It's like, oh, you want to roll the fucking dice? Do you have a random diamond item and you just want to roll the dice over and over and over again? Like, get this shit out of here. And it's so painful, not even in the sense that it's just such a bad shop for us. It's just like there's no other options that are turning up here. Like, there's no like Vanessa-centric shops that are showing up, right? It's not like, oh, awesome. If I'm Mac, I want to see Mandala. If I'm Vanessa, I want to see aquatic item shop. It's not like aquatic item shop ever shows up in here, but it's also just missing out on things like just something that would give me 2 gold, right? Go to the docks is the common one that you're going to see from Vanessa. We've seen go to the docks maybe like twice this entire run, and we've seen Mandala like 10 fucking times. Like, it's just so brutal in the sense that, like, if you're going to the docks, you're at least getting like 3 or 4 gold every time that you go, to where this thing is just literally fucking dead. It's just, I don't know. That has to be bugged. I just know for a fact that I've seen Mandala like at such a higher percentage of the time on Vanessa than I did as Mac that I'm pretty certain they fucked it up. But all right, well, whatever, I guess, you know. Whatever, I guess, you know. Here's the big one, though. Got an 8-win Mac against the 3-win Vanessa. See if we can't get our 4th win to keep from losing the LPs. Ooh, that's how you get to Masters, my friends. What's this? He's got big damage Mac coming in. Second cannonade hit looks kind of nice. He's going to get to freeze the damage for a bit, but then come in and fuck him up. That's right, boys. That's right, boys. Ooh, not losing LPs today. The 50% of you all that quit watching the video, fuck you. The 25% of you all that said we were going to get 0 wins. I don't dislike you, but respect your elders. You other 25%, you're cool. You're cool. You're good stuff. I'm glad we're friends. All right, what are we going to do out here, though? We got a bunch of money. Let's go look for small items. Don't want any of this stuff, right? We're never using any of these larges. It's only smalls. Sad noises. Move on. Oh. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. I'm glad he showed up. I'm glad he turned up. Fucking useful. Alright. Well, at least we got a grenade upgrade. That feels kind of good. Don't want any of these mediums. It's just small items the rest of the way. I guess there's the repeater we could be looking for, but for the most part, it's just smalls. That feels fine. Not certain we ever beat Volcus Enforcer. Trash Titan's fine, though. We're bound to find the juggler. Get worked, bro. Crit after crit after crit.
Was that even a battle? Maybe a skirmish.
Fuck you, game. Nobody wants ectoplasm.
Let's take the tyrant's horn!
Alright, what's up next? Taking the loot items here. No need for aquatics. Weapon damage it is. Alright, what's up next? We're about to... We've gone beyond the PvE rounds. Let's just take the relax for the extra health. Small items it is now.
Mind is highly concentrated.
No upgrades on the first page. Cannonball. Might have been a better place for that. There might have been a better place for that
Be remorseful.
sharpening stone, but I think the cannonade's fine. Like I haven't been paying attention to how many activations we're getting each round. All right, though, this is scary. Level 15 Pygmalion coming at us. Probably got to do 30k damage to this thing. Oh fuck, he's got a legendary in the middle. You gonna be blowing up our items? Putting together the highlight reel for YouTube. See what we can do, see how much burn we can get on before the weapons go away. Doesn't seem like we're doing enough out here. Maybe that burn will hold on, but oh shit, no, he's got a ton of burn on us as well. Boomed up our big boy. Alright, is what it is. We're on day 11, not doing anything special, and I'm very happy with how that turned out, and so good stuff there.
All of this is
And so, yeah, let's pull this up and talk about it a little bit more. And so, yeah, I mean, it was a pretty terrible start, right? I think we got a fairly low-tier skill in the crit things on all the weapons. We had a fairly bad start as far as our weapons go. We started out like 0-4. Excuse me, we accidentally lost a PvE round along the way. Like, it was just an absolute disaster of a start. But you know, there was some positive to this, right? We did manage to take this up to the 4-win mark, so we don't actually lose any of our experience points on the way to Masters, and that always, you know, just kind of feels like a victory. And to me, I've mentioned this, you know, many times, that it felt like the other games cover off on this aspect a little bit better, in the sense that the largest kind of space of skill expression that you're going to find in this game isn't just getting 10 wins every single time. Like, it feels like the tempo hasn't done the greatest job of making it not feel like a zero-sum game to where you either get 10 wins or you lose. Like, it's just, you know, 10 wins is like an extra win, 7 wins is actually a win, and 4 is just like a not losing. It doesn't feel the same as when you're playing TFT or when you're playing Battlegrounds, to where it's like first feels like a big win, 4 feels like a minor win, you know, 5th feels like a minor loss, and 8 feels like a big loss. Like, it just, this game, it feels like they haven't really gotten it away from making it feel like that zero-sum effort to where you either get 10 or you get 0. And I feel like this was actually a pretty great victory, given how shitty things went at the start. I feel like it's very easy for the masses to take this run at a loss, at a 0 win or a 1 win, or just quit on day 4 when you're at 0-4. And we were able to turn this thing around into not being a losing proposition. And so happy with how all of that went. Now, at the end of the day, the other couple of things to talk about, Mandala, I don't know. It's got to be bugged at this point. We saw Mandala so many times. Somebody else can go through and, you know, recap how many times we actually saw that event. But it's so painful as Vanessa having that turn up so many times. Like, if that's just the way the game is meant to be, I have a hard time believing that. But if that's the way that the game is meant to be, then you have to like really kind of evaluate the strength of Vanessa in terms of being a top tier champion. It's just like 1/3 of your shops are just completely fucked the entirety of the game, and so it's not entirely accurate, right? But it's probably like, you know, 10% of your shops, as much as they turned up there, were just completely dead to us. And again, I don't know if that's intended. I don't know if that's a bug, but that definitely feels bad. Like, if every single one of those was a dox, we would have probably gotten an item upgrade along the way somewhere, and we would have probably picked up an extra 20 gold or something along the way, just in terms of the free 2 gold, the things that we sold. We would have had the opportunities to pick up astrolabes or star charts and get experience points out of it. Like, that is like one of the very important aspects of Vanessa, is being able to get ahead on experience, because you're so bad in the late game that you need to be good fast. And without the access to all those experience points, it's very challenging to actually come out and do that. And so I hope that that's something that we see fixed later in the day-to-day, to where that counter just doesn't show up as much. But with this build, as far as this goes, I'm not like excited about it having to fall back to being a cannonade build. I really prefer these things to be centered on figurehead. I feel like a diamond figurehead with multi-item is just way better than a diamond cannonade. Just putting 100 damage on all of your small weapons, or I guess all of your weapons in general, is just so much better than having this one item that does a big burst of damage at a time, right? If you want to just imagine, we replace the cannonade with a figurehead, but then we say put in ammo flask. So we're not even putting in another item that does damage. We're just putting in something that, say, refills our bolus. We still have that roughly 500 damage on board of figurehead damage that then gets the extra boosts from crits, to where the fiery cannonade, with even all of its work and with right-handed attached to it, is at 380. And so I get that that isn't like exactly an apples to apples comparison, but I really prefer things like figurehead and these kind of go wide builds. But to me, as you're at this late game stage, cannonade is better than something like shark claws. It is better than any of these on hit scale up damage, because those take too long to build up, to where we can reasonably get 2 or 3 hits in with the cannonade without having that scaling damage roll in. Otherwise, kind of okay with how this came together. It was a real pain point having just like a bronze double barrel for so long and a bronze shark claws, and never really able to come in and scale those up. That really hampered a lot of our ability in the early game, but I think that this was a decent transition to the late game, getting this repeater going, the ammo stuff going, the diamond cannonball turboing, and getting us a bunch of activations out of the grenade. I think that came together fairly well. And took a real shit run, and at least picked a nugget of corn out before the day was over with. And so, good stuff. I had fun with that. Hope you did too, because that is going to do it for us today. And so, if everyone enjoyed the video, hope you learned a thing or two along the way, and you had a good time watching. And this is Busted Me. Thank you for being here.